Okay, hello everyone again. Now this is the practice worksheet. We're just going to practice completing the square a little bit. Remember you guys, once we get it to look like this, where it's like a x squared plus bx, have it look like that, and then look at the b, divide it by 2, and then square it. And then add that to this, and make sure you add it to both sides, okay? That's what we're going to do here. The first thing I want to do with this, x squared minus 10x minus 57. Add 57 to both sides. Get the 57 over here. So this side is just x squared minus 10x. Okay? So I'm looking at the 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 squared is 25. So if I add 25 to this side, I add 25 to this side. So this side, now I got 82. Now this side's a perfect square. X minus 5 squared. It's a perfect square. All right, so now I can take the square root of that. I get x minus 5. And this side, remember, take the 82, that goes inside the radical sign with the plus or minus in front. Just go plus minus with the square root and put whatever's here inside that. Then I can add 5 to both sides and take it to the other side. So this is 5 plus the square root of 82 and 5 minus the square root of 82. Those are the two answers, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. First thing I'm going to do here again is add 75 to both sides, so I get this x squared minus 2x by itself. Again, we want it to look like this first, so I can complete the square. All right, that means add 75 to both sides, so that's what I do. I put the 75 over here, minus 2. So now I have x squared minus 2. Now negative 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1, okay? Or negative 2, it's negative 1, but guys, you always end up with a positive number. Don't be too worried about the negative sign, except when you finally come down here. Guys, you always end up adding a number when you complete the square. You never subtract, because we're squaring that number. All right? Again, we're making a perfect square. So that constant term out here is always going to be a positive number, always. So we're going to add 1 to this side, so I add 1 to this side. 75 minus 2 is 73. 73 plus 1 is 74, okay? And now this is a perfect square, right? X minus 1 squared. It's a perfect square. All right, when I take the square root, it looks like this. When I take the square root of this side, it looks like this. And just add the 1 to both sides. So this just becomes x by itself, plus or minus the square root of 74, just like that. All right, I'm not going to do all these, guys. I want you to do some of these yourself. All right, the first one, I'm sorry, number 3 here. Again, I'm just going to use x instead of write the n, okay? So I'm using x's down here. This is already in the form we're looking at, so it's 10. And negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5, but negative 5 squared is a positive 25. So I go ahead and add 25 to both sides. So this side becomes 97. And this side, again, just take a look at it. It's a perfect square. Again, whatever's inside here, negative 10 over 2, that's negative 5. That's what ends up right here, minus 5. All right, take the square root. And from there, guys, you can do it from there. Add 5 to both sides. You can do it from there. Add 5 to both sides. That's the last step. All right, y'all, try number 4. It should be relatively easy. Try number 4. You can do that one. And start by adding 20 to both sides. All right, half of 19. Be careful. That's going to be a weird one. All right, number 5. All right, 57, I add it to both sides. Now this is a little weird here because this is going to be negative 15 in the middle here. So negative 15 over 2 squared is 225 over 4. So that's what I'm going to add. I'm going to add that to this side. And I'm going to add it to this side too. Go ahead. So guys, what is this? Again, negative 15 over 2, that's what ends up right there. X minus negative 15 over 2 squared. All right? Because again, negative 15 over 2 plus negative 15 over 2, that's negative 15. All right, now this side, I need a common denominator so I can add these together. I need to make 54 a fraction over 4. It's right there. 216 is 54 times 4. So 216 over 4, that's 54. So add those two together, I get 441. Okay? Take the square root of both sides. So you gotta take the square root of this side, just write what's inside the square, write it out. This side is plus or minus whatever is right here. The square root of whatever is right here. Well, guys, it turns out 441 is, the square root is 21. And the square root of 4, of course, is 2. So let's look at our answers here. I'm going to add 15 over 2 to both sides. So it's 15 over 2 plus 21 over 2. That's 36 over 2. That's 18. And there's another answer, 15 over 2 minus 21 over 2. Well, that's negative 6 over 2. That's negative 3. Okay, number 5 is kind of a hard one. All right, so is number 4. I'm looking at that. That might be a little bit harder than I thought. This one should be a whole number, though. It should be okay. Go ahead and try number 6, okay? All right, let's keep going. Number 7. Guys, number 7, we got a problem here because there's a 10 in front. All right, so first I factored out a 2. Because once you get rid of the 2, guys, because this equals 0, just get rid of the 2. All right? And now I got to get rid of the 5. I got to divide everything by 5. All right, so 10 divided by 5 is 2. The 5 disappears in front here. All right, I add 2 to both sides, and then I got to divide that by 2 as well. All right, I got to complete the square. X plus 2, it looks like this. X squared plus 2x. So I take up here, 2 divided by 2 squared is 1. So I add 1. So now it's a perfect square. X plus 1 squared. All right, this is 5 over 2 plus 1. I added 1, remember? Because I had to add 1 to both sides. Well, 1 is 5 over 5. So I add them up. Now I got 7 over 5. So I take the square root of both sides. I just write it like that. Then I take the 1 to the other side. It becomes negative. Okay? Guys, number 8, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to get you started. First, just take out the 2. All right? Just take out the 2 first. All right, what I did is I subtracted 5 from both sides and brought this over. So now it's equal to 0. I can factor out a 2. Okay, now just use this right here to complete the square. Just do that, you guys. Again, the next step is x squared plus 2x. Leave your space equals, take the 40 to the other side. Negative 40, so add 40. I add 40 to this side. Becomes positive. I complete the square. What is that? 1, right? It's just like this one. Add 1, so I add 1. Okay, you guys do it from there. You can do that. Write that as a perfect square. Add those up. Take the square root. Looks like it's going to be square root of 41. All right. All right, guys, number 9. All right, again, 9 has a 3 in front. You can't take the square. You can't complete the square if the a is not 1. You need the a to be 1. So because 3, I can factor it out. So just take it out. Right there, I took it out. All right, then I took the negative 15 to the other side. Again, we recognize this one. X squared plus 2, you add 1. So I add 1 to both sides, I get 16. And the square root works great. All right, because the square root of 16 is 4, so it's plus or minus 4. So guys, when I take the 1 to the other side, this is 1, or negative 1 plus 4 is 3. And negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. I'll do one more, number 10. Again, y'all, this is kind of a hard one because there's no factor. I got to divide out the 4. First thing I do, I take the 7 to the other side. All right? Divide everything by 4. So it looks like this. All right, what am I adding to it? 3 over 8 squared. 3 over 8 squared. That's half of 3 over 4 is 3 over 8. And on this side, I multiplied it out. So it's 9 over 64. So this side becomes x plus 3 over 8 squared. This is a little bit hard, guys. It's okay. Some of these are hard. All right, and this one then, I want to make sure I have a common denominator. All right, 7 over 4 is the same as 112 over 64. I added them up. I get 121 over 64, which is nice. Just when I take the square root of both sides, the square root of this is just 11 over 8, right? Plus minus. So I can subtract 3/8 from both sides. So negative 3/8 plus 11/8. That's 8 over 8. That's 1. Negative 3/8 minus 11/8 is negative 14 over 8. And you can simplify that to negative 7 over 4. Okay, guys, those problems are a little bit hard. Guys, try these last couple. At least do one of them. Try them on your own, okay? Give it your best shot. That's it. Thank you.